All right. Hello, everybody. Captain Marty here. Wednesday, June the 17th. We are needing some rain, and it's starting to look like over the weekend we might get some from that system down in the Gulf of Mexico. We hope. We really need rain. I feel for all the ag people right now. Yields are going to be challenged. I don't know enough to speak on it really, but I know in my garden things are really struggling. But we're not here to talk gardening. We're here to talk fishing, and I'll be back in just a moment to do exactly that.
At the south end of Roanoke Island, in a quiet little village, lies a marina known for having one of the finest fishing fleets on the Outer Banks. Whether it be an offshore excursion, a nearshore charter, or headboat fishing, Wanchese Marina is where to go. Wanchese Marina is a full-service marina, complete with a fueling dock, bait, tackle, ice, and the landing grill restaurant. All of this is just a few minutes from some of the finest fishing spots around. Book online at wanchesemarina.com. Wanchese Marina, 4457 Mill Landing Road, Wanchese.
Make your next Outer Banks getaway a stay at Seahorse Inn and Cottages in Nags Head. Conveniently located across from Jeanette's Pier, it's a favorite home base for surfers, anglers, and beach lovers alike. Choose from recently updated guest rooms or spacious cottages, perfect for couples, families, and extended stays. Bringing your four-legged friend? Seahorse Inn is pet-friendly, so the whole family can join the adventure. Whether you're chasing the perfect wave, reeling in the catch of the day, or simply soaking up the beach vibes, Seahorse Inn offers comfort, convenience, and classic OBX charm. Visit us online at visitobx.com.
So let's start with the Hatteras guys and girls, including, when I say girls, I mean it literally. Jesse Anderson on the Carolina Girl, one of my longest and most loyal sponsors right there at Hatteras Harbor, but a lot of old friends down that way who I'll be going down to visit come next week for the Hatteras Marlin Club Marlin Tournament. So that'll be a lot of fun. But their fleet yesterday had a nice mix of dolphin or mahi. They still choose to call them dolphin, which I love. A few blackfin tuna, and then several boats had wahoo. But we're not to the point where, to me, Hatteras has the best wahoo fishing of anywhere I've ever heard of. And there are times in the middle of the summer where catching double figures in wahoo would not be unheard of. But right now it's one or two per boat per day average. Wahoo is a great fish to catch, very unique in many ways. You can cook it any way you want to cook a fish, really. My favorite way is marinate them up a little bit in some a little bit of a zesty Italian dressing, a splash of Allegro, which is a marinade, which is really good. Put those two together and then grill it is my favorite, whether it's a steak or filet, however you want to do that. Their inshore boats in Hatteras had a few amberjack. I saw a couple of cobias in the catches and a few bluefish around the inlet, Oregon Inlet. It was, again, the haves and the have-nots on the tuna, but almost everybody came up with a catch of something. Some boats had very good yellowfin tuna fishing. And the way that works is if you hit them, they're a big school in fish. If you hit them, they'll usually hit everything you're dragging behind your boat. So if you're dragging 7 or 9 baits trolling and you hit the yellowfin tuna, you very often have 7 of them on. If you can get them to the boat, you'll have 7 50-pound tunas. Normally you don't get all 7. Let's say you get 5 50-pound tunas. But sometimes the sharks come, and there's a lot of sharks, and you don't get any of your tunas to the boat. They call that paying the tax man. I didn't hear much of that yesterday, but we have dealt with it aplenty already this year. I scattered big-eye tuna over the last few days. Their mahi or dolphin catches are both gaffers and bailers. Been a couple of sailfish, one white marlin. I don't have a report on a blue marlin yesterday, but every day somebody's going to just about tangle with one. Inshore fishing in Oregon Inlet is a combination of bottom fishing for triggerfish and sea bass with a more of a trolling approach for for Spanish mackerel and bluefish. Now, that's hit or miss. It's not what you would call red hot fishing because these things are moving in the inlet, out of the inlet. One day they're catching them out in the ocean. The next day they're catching them back in the sound. So it's not, right home to mom about fishing, but these professional guys that do this for a living and guide are doing pretty darn good. Now, pier fishing is really a little bit on the scrappy side. We'll talk about a little pier and surf fishing. So let's do the piers first. Jeanette's Pier, 70-degree water temperature with Spanish mackerel and blues. Jeanette's Pier, that's in Nags Head. All right, in Rodanthe is the Rodanthe Pier, also Spanish mackerel and bluefish. Their water temperature is 6 degrees warmer at 76 degrees. So that's normal for this time of year. Temperature can vary a lot. But Spanish mackerel and blues have been primarily what they're catching, whether you're talking surf or on a pier. Down on Hatteras, there's been some small bottom fish, croakers, and sea mullet. That's true on the piers as well. And there was down in Ocracoke, Tradewinds Tackle reported a huge pompano by a young lady down there, 3 pounds, 11 ounces. That's a really big pompano. Can't say much about pompano. I finally ate one. I was given one to eat, and it was as good as promised. I've never caught one. So anyway, that's what we have on the surf and pier. We will take a break, and then we'll come back and talk about the backcountry, and I'll mention a species we have not mentioned yet this year.
Surrounded by water, Currituck and the people of the Outer Banks have been shaped and defined by its rich and coastal maritime history. The Currituck Maritime Museum tells the story of Currituck's boat-building forefathers, their remarkable craft, and the legacy they left behind on how to live life and thrive on the waters of the Outer Banks. Discover the Maritime Museum in historic Corolla Park, across the street from the Currituck Beach Lighthouse, and visit us online at currituckmaritimemuseum.com. Be a part of the local history at the Currituck Maritime Museum.
So, as we get into the backcountry, which is anything not the ocean is one way I describe it, but Ocracoke has made the news twice today because in addition to that big pompano we were just talking about, somebody on the sound side down there, and I'm assuming they were in a boat, but I don't have any guarantees. I didn't see that, but they caught a 54.5-pound cobia in the sound side, and definitely legitimate backcountry catch. And we're also seeing other things picking up a little bit. Bluefish and drum are more back in the sound now than they were, especially behind Hatteras and Ocracoke. Still haven't heard a whole lot up around Roanoke Island, Wanchese up on the north end yet, but it's coming. There's been a few people drum fishing at night, and I talked to a friend that does that on a regular basis a couple days ago. He said it was horrible. But then I heard that last night there were a few caught. So there are a few big drum being caught, and they're more widespread than they were. And I did tell you that there are Spanish mackerel and bluefish now moving back in the sound as well. So let me back up. You have Spanish mackerel, bluefish, drum back in the sound, and occasionally a big drum or even a cobia. Now, the backcountry boats fishing out of Hatteras had caught something they do every year. I promised you we hadn't talked about it yet this year, but the species that they did really good on yesterday, they really can't get away. They were clams. I think it's the coolest thing that a backcountry guide boat will fish and fish and fish and fish and then stop, pull over on a shoal and let the people out to catch a mess of clams for dinner. And clamming very good back at Hatteras right now, if that's something you're interested in giving a try. So that is our fishing report for today, and I'm getting excited about going down to Hatteras again, where I got my start in 1975, a long time ago, at the Hatteras Marlin Club, and some of those people that I met and fished with back then are still fishing, which is great. So I'll keep you posted on everything that's happening. Go out and enjoy the day. Let's pray for the rain and let the good Lord bless us all richly today.